I'm Jason, the world is yours, and today we have a story about Bellator light heavyweight division. Corey Anderson versus Phil Davis added to an already stacked Bellator 297 event in June 2023. The event is listed for June 16th at the Wintrust Arena in Chicago and already has some massive fights. The card is expected to be headlined by a light heavyweight title fight between Nemkov versus Romero. The two Nemkov versus Romero were scheduled to clash at Bellator 290 in January. I thought it was in February, but Nemkov, I guess, suffered some form of an injury. Along with that main event, there's another championship fight in the co-main event. Bantamweight champion Sergio Pettis returns for the first time since 2021 to face Patricio Pitbull. Pitbull is the current Bellator featherweight title holder and former Bellator lightweight champion. Pitbull, I believe, gave up the lightweight championship so his brother could win the lightweight championship. But the current lightweight champion is it Usman Nurmagomedov? I believe it's Usman Nurmagomedov, who recently just defeated Ben Henderson. Okay. If Pitbull wins, Pitbull will become the first fighter in a major MMA promotion to win a title in 3 different weight classes. I didn't know that. That's interesting. While the main and co-main event are sure to be thrilling, the rest of the card is now being filled out as well as announced by a press release from Bellator earlier. Former champions Corey Anderson and Phil Davis will also fight at Bellator 297 as well. Yeah, this card is super stacked. For his part, Overtime has been out of the cage since a rematch versus Nemkov last November. In that outing, Anderson was outpointed and ruled to unanimous decision loss. The defeat snapped a 4-fight unbeaten streak for the UFC veteran Anderson. In that stretch, he picked up notable wins over such names as Ryan Bader and Melvin Manhoff. Meanwhile, Mr. Wonderful Davis is coming off of a decision win over Julius, I'm not going to pronounce his last name, at UFC 276 last March. Interesting. Prior to that, Phil Davis had picked up a dominant decision victory over former UFC standout Yoel Romero, riding a 2-fight winning streak. The former champion is determined to climb the Bellator rankings. Yeah, I mean, this is 2 really, really good fights. In many ways, you could probably, I don't think Nemkov and Phil Anderson are going to fight again anytime soon. I think Anderson would have to get a few more wins, but I wouldn't be surprised. Let's say both of the quote unquote underdogs or both of the challengers. I don't know why Davis would be considered a challenger, but let's just say Romero defeats Nemkov. I wouldn't be surprised if and let's say Davis defeats Anderson. I wouldn't be surprised if Romero first title defense in the light heavyweight division would be against someone like Davis. You also have Davis and Anderson on the card just in case, there's another injury between Nemkov and Romero. So you have those two, one of those 2 fighters. I feel like Phil Davis is a little bit closer to being the number 2, being the step-in fighter, because Anderson did just lose to Nemkov. So I feel like Phil Davis is right there for this card, just in case Nemkov can't make the main event or Romero can't make the main event. But this is a very good card, very strong card for Bellator. 3 main, 3 really, really big fights for Bellator. You have 2 championship fights, Nemkov versus Romero. That's gonna bring the people in. I mean, then you also have Pitbull versus Pettis, right? The first time a fighter in any major MMA promotion could win 3 titles in 3 different divisions. That would be a big deal for Pitbull. We haven't seen Pettis since 2021. I believe it was a knockout spinning back fist over Haraguchi, I believe, something like that. So we haven't seen Pettis in a very, very long time. We have to see how does he look. We also have to see how does Pitbull look at in the bantamweight, division. As noted, Pitbull was the lightweight champion, 155-pound champion. He's the current reigning defending featherweight champion, 145-pound champion, currently in Bellator. But now we have to see, I don't know how many, I'm an MMA casual, so I have no idea if Pitbull has ever competed in the bantamweight division, 135 pounds. So we have to see what Pitbull looks like in, the bantamweight division. And this would be a great win for Sergio Pettis, right? To defeat someone like Pitbull, two-time Bellator, two-division Bellator weight champion. That would be a big deal for Pitbull, and obviously it'd be a big deal for it'd be a big deal for Pettis. It'd be a big deal for both of these fighters. So that's a great fight. It's going to be the co-main event, 5-round championship fight, and then the main event is the title fight, light heavyweight championship between Nemkov and Romero. That's easily going to be, a heavily watched fight by a lot of fans. But let me know your opinion of these 3 fights. Which fight are you looking forward to most? Who do you have winning all 3 fights? And yeah, that's basically it. I'm Jason. The world is yours. Today we had a story about about the Bellator light heavyweight division. Corey Anderson versus Phil Davis added to a stacked Bellator 297 event in June, headlined by Nemkov versus Romero. Co-main event will be Pettis versus Pitbull. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the $1 donation button, and please tune in to the next video on this channel. Thanks a million for watching.